Welcome to Rad2, another daily reader for Reddit. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit videos. What your instant regret moments with your sir? My GF showed me a picture from her college track star days. Over the last few years we've grown more in love, and before my brain could process an intelligent response, I just blurted out, "Man, you used to be so skinny." Oh, okay, as she walks away. What have I done? GIF airplane sweating. GIF edit. A lot of y'all need to learn to communicate with those you love better. Love is patient. Love is kind. Edit parter. I've really enjoyed reading all of your responses while at work today. We met in high school, so I pretty much did anything I could to impress her. She said she didn't like bananas, so for almost 6 years I've pretended to despise bananas and have to turn in an Oscar-worthy performance whenever I'm around her and we see one. I'm in too deep now. I have to eat them in secret. It's a heavy burden. Follow these instructions carefully. You need to ease back into it, in front of her. If you dive straight into it, she'll question your loyalty to her and the bananas. While you guys are at a grocery store or a friend's house, you need to do this. Pick up a banana, look at it with curiosity in your face. Say, you know, I never really gave bananas a chance growing up. I wonder if they've changed the taste of them in the past few years. Eat it, while she's watching you, and go like, huh? Not so bad. She's probably gonna give you some BS like bananas are gross. Frick the B word. Bananas are great. Then don't buy or say anything related to bananas for a few days, weeks. Then one day, out of fricking nowhere, bring home some banana bread. Say some bullcrap excuse like, someone at work brought some in and offered me some, and then you decided to buy some on the way home. Do this for a while until she stops giving you flack. Don't be afraid to mix it up. Like bananas in your smoothies, pudding, shakes, ice cream. It doesn't matter, as long as you've got nanas in it. After all of this, the day has finally come where you can buy and eat them craps freely and openly in front of your wife. Don't be afraid to show your love for bananas. Bro, you're in the closet and you've got to break free. Only then will you truly be happy. That's bananas. BANANAS. Just walk into a room eating one and be all, "I always like bananas." Don't be silly. I was 17 years old and my girlfriend at the time was packing for a trip. We were talking about the combination she should use for her luggage, and I suggested using the date of my birthday, since her birthday would be too obvious. She then tells me, "Oh, I already set it to October 13th. And me, in my infinite wisdom, deadass said, "But why? That's an insignificant date." In 1 second her face went through half a dozen expressions, each one more terrifying than the last. In that moment I suddenly remembered. That was the day of our first date. Luckily, before she could murder me right there, I quickly blurted out, "Wait, that's the day we started hang out," and all was forgiven. Who buddy? Close one. My wife and I started dating on June 1st many years ago and got married on June 1st as well. Makes it very easy to work out the dates of things. My GF had a problems with super puffy hands and fingers after running. "Wow, your arms, biceps, look so puffy." She looked at me and said, "My arms have never been puffy." Also the time she wanted my honest opinion on her purple lipstick. There was a lot of tears. Oh god, the lipstick. My GF was getting into makeup and got new makeup which had a bright red lipstick she was super excited about. But I didn't know she was excited. She surprised me with it and I burst out laughing because I hadn't seen her wear lipstick before. And she looked so cute. She hasn't ever worn that lipstick again and I feel bad about it years later. Dark purple almost black is great, but mostly in pictures and needs a lot of makeup with it or you look like a homeless goth. Unless homeless goth is your aesthetic, though. Hugging face. I call it derelict. Can any girl pull off purple lipstick? We would have all lost that one. It definitely does work with either darker-skinned women or extremely pale women who pair it with dark clothing and dark eyeshadow, in my opinion. I tickled the crap out of my pregnant wife, not gonna lie. I thought this was going a different way at first. Holy crap, your wife sounds awesome. Is she single? I like how depraved your wife is. That is hot. Congrats on the baby. We were wrestling and I was jokingly threatening him to shove my finger up his butt. I was fumbling around in the general area and accidentally dooted his butthole gently. I thought it was lower down. Super gentle dude. And yet it was like the earth stood still. We both froze and he doesn't trust me around his butthole to this day, even though my accidental butthole dude happened like 10 years ago. I thought it was lower down. Ah yes. The reverse of the standard. It's lower than you think. For men. Holes, they're never where you think they're gonna be. I was trying to talk dirty with my wife. I meant to say, put my fat pen 15 in your mouth, but I got jumbled up and said, put my pen 15 in your fat mouth. That was the end of that little session. One day my girlfriend was texting me complaining about dealing with a certain coworker. The things she was complaining about were rather small, and I wasn't in a great mood and just wasn't ready to deal with it as I was also busy at work. So I made the mistake of texting her, hey, just relax. As soon as I saw the text send, I knew I had messed up bad. Follow it up with, it's going to be okay. I'm here for you. You just saved a lot of lives. Was in a really abusive relationship for 3 years. Now with a wonderful woman. Woke up in the middle of the night after a particularly bad nightmare and turned over and accidentally kneed her gently and said, crap. Name of X, I'm sorry. In my dumb sleepy phase. Instantly backpedaled after realizing what I'd done. She caught it, but I made up some crap excuse and we let it go. I still think about it to this day. Or, if you are comfortable with it, you could just explain that you had an abusive ex and had a bad nightmare. Hey man, trauma comes in a lot of forms. Are you doing okay? I mean, those wavy wacky inflatable tube men don't have any shoulders. Listen here, you little crap. Everyone's giving you crap for saying it, but I'm crying laughing at your friend who thought that somehow made his case better. Man, 19-year-olds are stupid. Seems like you were a bit of a dick. Or you know he was a drunk 19-year-old running on hormones. My boyfriend and I were talking about glasses frames because I need new ones. Him, what do you think about clear ones? Me, nah, aren't those out of style now? I think they make people's faces look bad. Him, oh, guess who has clear frames, and walked away sadly into the kitchen. I still feel bad. Normally he wears contacts. Plot twist. He's been wearing clear frames the entire time. You just couldn't see him. One time we were making out early in the relationship and I paused the session to ask something. He, disappointed at the interruption, said, you know, you're bad at making out. Then I watched his brain catch up to his mouth and an expression of, what have I done? Oh no, instant regret crossed his face. I laughed my butt off. We've been together 5 years. I have not forgotten. She did something that was just like her mother. I, of course, pointed that out, and I swear my soul was ripped from my body for a few moments from the stare she gave me. My boyfriend asked me what my biggest insecurity was. Then he asked me if it was my nose. This was before we started dating. But did he get it right? It was actually her ears. Now it's her ears and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. We were taking a shower together. I was super gassy. I opened the shower curtain to fart. It smelled terrible and the smell wasn't going away. Turns out I had sharted on the edge of the shower. Meister handled it very well but immediately got out. Edit. Didn't realize this was on AskMen, so obligatory. I'm not a man, but we work together. Different area of the building. I'm training a new girl. Found out she grew up in the same town. Predominantly Spanish. As my GF. We start talking food, restaurants. She asks if I have ever been to insert Spanish restaurant. Wasn't sure, so I say, you know what? Come with me, I'll ask my girl and introduce you to her. I guess that pissed her off pretty bad. For 3 days she kept bringing it up. Being snarky with me and saying crap like, you take your new senorita to that restaurant yet? The new girl is a lesbian and has a girlfriend. That just sounds unhealthy. Spanish women are very protective, but they'll love you more than they hate. She got over it. It just took her a few days. Blink twice if she made you type that. First date with now wife. Thai food. Great. We loved it. Awesome time. Dropped her off at home. Went inside to talk more since it was winter. After a 13-hour workday and a date, I promptly passed out. About an hour later, she's on the other couch dozing and watching me sleep. Well, what I haven't mentioned is that Thai food does a few things to me. 1. Makes me insanely sleepy apparently. 2. Gives me loud farts. 3. I'd been holding one in off and on again for the better part of 2 hours. 4. I have PTSD and regularly jerk awake ready to fight. There I am, snoozing along with her peacefully dozing when incredibly that same fart decides to pull a sneaky escape. Due to the noise I jerk awake and start swinging, either from the fart or the instant giggling from the other couch. I instantly realize what's happened and act like I'm asleep still. 10 plus years and 4 kids later I still cringe about it. Probably not anything but cringy embarrassment. This might not be what you were looking for in the op-at. Man, I still think about it once a week randomly. Edit, mobile finger typos and syntax. Am I fat? No, answer the damn question. Quote. Not my so, but my date, which was a transfer student from abroad still learning my language. We were casually talking birthdays, and hers happened to be in September. So I asked her, are you a Virgo? Quote. Problem is, that in my language we use the same word for Virgo and Virgin. So I looked up and she was looking at me terrified for a second before I did an instant regret carrot. Trademark. And explained that in my language Virgo and Virgin are the same word. Which language is it? I'm 5 feet 0 inches. My boyfriend and I were at a party, and I met a friend of his called Tanya. Conversation in the car after the party. Me. Wow, Tanya is really sweet, and she's hot. Him. Well, she's short, so she automatically falls into the cute category. My 5 feet 0 inches but then just said, oh, and he immediately realized what he said and frantically tried to backpedal. It was pretty funny. I was not offended, but I did bring it up every so often to annoy him. Edit. Formatting. I think he was trying to avoid calling her hot but didn't think far enough ahead. When I first started dating my boyfriend I was pretty nervous, awkward. He went in for a kiss. We hadn't kissed much yet, and it dawned on me that my lips were terribly chapped from sunburning myself the other day. I pulled away, and him thinking something was up asked me what was wrong. Of course the only thing my brain could put together was, I'm embarrassed to kiss you with my chapped butthole lips. He was obviously confused so I had to explain what I meant. It gets worse though. The night goes on and I end up giving him a BJ. And as we're lying there in each other's arms I casually mention that we technically did anal. I guess in the end he found my humor endearing. Fun fact, lips and buttholes are in fact the same type of skin. Hey, that's cool and all, but could you never repeat that again? Thanks. This one wasn't actually me, but my sister. Sorry G. She and her boyfriend at the time had spent the night together for the first time and she has a sensitive stomach and is frequently gassy. She woke up early and felt the urge to fart, and remembered that a friend had told her that if she scooches to the edge of the bed, pointing her butt out of the covers and uses her hand to slightly spread her butt cheeks, it would be silent and wouldn't be trapped under the covers. So she did exactly that and heard her new boyfriend say, what just happened? Quote. Apparently she didn't realize there was a mirrored closet behind her and he had watched the entire thing. They are now happily married and trying to start a family. Sue. My ex was a random bar hookup turned into relationship. The second or third time hooking up, seeing each other we finished up and he proceeds to say something along the lines of wow, that was the best I've ever had, to which I responded jokingly because I'm awkward and stupid and, to be honest, didn't want him to get cocky. Yeah, that was great. Definitely top 5 inches. I thought I was playing hard to get, but instead I gave him a complex. And it didn't help that he was recently out of a 9-year relationship to which he lost his 20s and I had been single for years, so I had naturally been with more people than him. The relationship realistically never should have progressed past that point. But it did, and that moment got brought up all the damn time. We really never had a chance. Took video footage of an unstable ex who'd blow up at me for no reason periodically, and when she calmed down I showed it to her. You can imagine the reaction. It was considered an act of buttholeness, not one of justifying why I was right. Which I kind of understand from her view. That's when I knew it was over. I'm sure I got the idea from Everybody Loves Raymond, and that's how it went down. Badly. If I have a good one. Backstory. There's a girl in our town who killed herself when she was 16. She set it up so her ex-BF would find her to make him feel guilty for breaking up with her the day before. I never knew her. One night in my dorm, my now husband, but at the time we had only been together a month, were talking. Somehow she came up. I said, yeah, she's as butthole to have done that. He was obviously pissed AF and his whole attitude changed, and he said, you mean my cousin? I still cringe when I think about it. Relationship was brand new. We weren't even official yet. I decided to ask her, what's your name, during sex. I knew her name, but I wanted her to say her name so I could reply with, hi. GF name. I'm horny. I never considered the implications of my words. Hi, Chief's name, and dad. Wait, no. I have been with a woman for 7 years now. Pretty much since we were teens. I have always told her I wasn't ticklish. Of course she has tested this theory many times and I always keep a straight face just long enough for her to lose interest and stop tickling because it seems ineffective. I told her this because I didn't want her to hold the ticklish power over me because I knew she would abuse it. It started off as a joke to myself and never thought I'd last this long pretending not to be ticklish. Maybe about a year ago I thought to myself, this is silly to keep this up. I should just tell her I'm screaming in laughter on the inside when she tries to tickle me, tears of joy, so I did. I told her I was ticklish and now she tickles me. The end. Other POV, but one time my BF was laying his head on my stomach while we were watching TV and goes, your tummy is like a waterbed mattress. Not sure how that compliment is supposed to go. Thanks for watching Rad 2. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit videos. If you like these videos, check out the original Rad channel.